Liam and Taylor were wrapped tightly together. Both of them seemed to want to hold on to the most unforgettable magical moments of their lives. The most sublime emotions in the game made both of them feel like they were lost in a paradise. Then they completely forgot about time. They had experienced a storm that lasted for more than an hour. Welcome to our Secret Love Tales channel. If you love engaging and emotional love stories, then come to us. Here, we will bring you stories full of surprises, touching and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any stories. In today's video, we would like to send you a story called With Young People, narrated by Jane. Please follow along. Taylor could only bow her head and kneel down, begging her husband for forgiveness in despair. Her sobs mixed with the curses from the angry man standing in front of the house. That man kept pointing at Taylor, as if he wanted to put all the blame on her shoulders. The crowd of neighbors gathered to watch, growing larger and larger, filling the alley. Taylor's clothes and belongings were thrown all over the door, becoming the clearest evidence of this breakdown. People whispered to each other, but they all had the same guess. Taylor had an affair and was caught red-handed by her husband today. They were surprised by the incident, because Taylor had always been considered a good wife and daughter-in-law in their eyes. She was a hard-working woman, devoted to taking care of her family, especially her parents-in-law. She always knew how to treat people around her. But now, that image had completely collapsed, giving way to a bitter truth that no one wanted to believe. Although Taylor was quite bold in her speech and had a somewhat modern style of dress, it was not to the point that she would betray her husband. Witnessing this scene, everyone could not believe their eyes. However, the truth was still the truth. This year, Taylor turns 35. Her life is peaceful with a son, a loving husband, a stable job. People look at her family and see it as a model family. Taylor is a beautiful girl, not only has a lovely face but also a very well-proportioned body. Many people compare her to Korean actors and models. Wherever she appears, men admire and point at her. Taylor was the only child in a family of teachers in the district town. After studying abroad, she married Jack. She still maintained her modern, liberal lifestyle and new thinking. Because of that, Taylor ended up like this today. After building a large house facing the street, Taylor and his wife opened a grocery store in the middle of the intersection of Taylor's house on the street of the commune, which was very convenient for business. From then on, Taylor also quit her job at the district credit fund, and Jack went to work. The incident only happened in the middle of the year when a man named Liam appeared, who was a marketing staff for grocery products. Liam was a young, unmarried man, just over 27 years old this year. He was from the same commune as Taylor and his wife, and had been in this profession for more than 2 years. In the middle of the year, seeing a new grocery store appear in the center of the commune, Liam was eager to go there to market the distributor's products. It was a special event that changed everything. Liam went to the store in a very happy and excited mood. What caught his eye was a very beautiful shop owner. Her dressing style was extremely modern and attractive. Her eyes were sparkling black, and especially she was very excited with a bright smile. Liam could not help but be surprised to see such a beautiful woman in his commune. During his time working, he had met many people, many different grocery store owners, but he had never seen anyone so beautiful. The grocery store owner is so beautiful. Does she have a husband and kids? Taylor sighed now. Liam asked excitedly, "Where are you from that you don't know me? Where are you from?" "Liam is handsome, isn't he?" Seeing Liam's cart, Taylor immediately knew he was a consumer goods marketer, so she happily welcomed him. Liam was a single young man, so when he saw such a beautiful woman, he was like a lost soul. Suddenly, his conversation with Taylor became awkward, stuttering, not as fluent as usual. I don't know if it was because of her personality or style, but Taylor welcomed every man she met enthusiastically like that, somewhat showing off that she was married. Her way of speaking was extremely bold. "Hello, handsome marketing guy," Taylor said. Liam was struck by love at first sight and softly replied, "Hello, beautiful lady. I didn't expect there to be a beautiful woman like you here. But it seems you're not from this village, right?" Taylor smiled. "I came here to be a daughter-in-law. I used to live in Shuyan Ko village, but this time my husband told me to move here, to be closer to my parents and to conveniently open a grocery store to do business. So it's understandable that you don't know. No wonder you look so strange. But you're so beautiful. Your products must sell well, right?" Liam added another compliment. Taylor laughed at the compliment. "I hope so, bro. So, what are you trying to market to me today?" After the introduction, Liam quickly introduced his products. However, it seemed like he was not very natural today. His speech was hesitant. "Sis, I don't know what's wrong with me today, but I keep stuttering. Maybe it's because I saw how beautiful you are that I got a crush on you." "You're so smooth talking. Do you have a wife or kids?" Taylor asked. "I haven't. My house is in our commune, a few kilometers from yours. I'm still a virgin." Taylor smiled excitedly. Liam was neat and clean, and his face was also considered handsome, so he made a good impression on Taylor. This morning, there were also a few people who came to market, but Taylor did not agree. "Since you complimented me on my beauty, I will buy your products." The two of them chatted happily as if they had been close friends for a long time, exchanging phone numbers to conveniently discuss work. Taylor's eyes showed openness and comfort with Liam, while Liam could not help but be moved by the beauty of the married woman. It was true that a woman with one child is a sight for sore eyes. At the age of youthfulness, seeing such a beautiful woman, his heart was completely subdued. "Whoever is your husband must be very lucky. You're exaggerating. It may seem like it, but it's not necessarily true," Taylor replied. After that marketing session, Liam was like a lost soul. The image of the woman with a beautiful face and sweet figure made him so infatuated that he couldn't concentrate on his work. At night, when he went to sleep, Taylor's image kept appearing in his mind, making him wish he could quickly return to the store to see her again. From that day on, Liam stopped by Taylor's store every day on his way to work. He used the excuse of checking the sales of the items, but every time he stood in front of the beautiful owner, his eyes were naive and awkward. "What are you doing? What's that look on your face?" Taylor asked. Liam scratched his head and ears. "Because you're so beautiful, I can't take my eyes off you. Gosh, what's so beautiful about you that you're so flexible and you don't have a wife or kids? That's strange. Why don't you go flirt with girls?" But I have to admit that Taylor is really beautiful. She's not like other young women. People selling goods dress neatly and properly. But Taylor sells goods in a dress that's not too short but has a low neckline, showing off all her sexiness. Taylor herself knows that she's a charming woman. The scrutiny from men only makes her happier. Taylor often jokes, "If you keep looking at me like this, you'll get cross-eyed." People respond with no less humor. "That's great, I'll accept it if you cross-eyed." Taylor seems happy with such compliments. Since the store opened, more and more men have been coming to buy things, but Taylor's husband doesn't like it. One day he walked into the store and said, "Look at the way you dress. You're selling groceries and you're dressed like this. The neighbors are gossiping. Dress properly." Taylor replied with a displeased expression, "Are you old-fashioned? In this day and age, you still care about how people dress. I'm lucky I haven't worn a tank top. This is still modest enough." Her husband was a rustic, uncouth, gentle, but also stubborn person. Hearing Taylor say that, he fell silent and said nothing more. Taylor is the type of person who likes to be complimented, but ironically her husband is a dry person, not romantic. If not, then he is too blunt and heartless. His job does not allow him much time to be with his wife. He only comes home once or twice a week. Seeing his wife is like seeing a piece of wood. That has created a void in Taylor that her husband will never understand. Taylor is like any other woman, craving her husband's warmth, his attention, and even her needs. But her husband does not understand that. Taylor is sad. She always likes to dress seductively, sexily to satisfy her emotions. Sometimes she just wants her husband to compliment her, but he never does. He even forbids it. I don't know how he was when he worked in the district, but now Taylor has changed clearly. Every time a male customer comes into the shop, she winks and flirts, especially with young men. This made Taylor receive a lot of gossip from men, one of whom was Liam. He became more and more infatuated with her even though he knew she was married. After investigating, Liam learned that Taylor was often lonely at night because her husband worked far away and rarely came home. Also because he liked her so much, Liam took the risk of texting Taylor to probe. "Miss Taylor, are you home?" Taylor replied briefly. "Yeah, I'm back. Is there anything?" Liam texted, "I wanted to text you to ask how the dishwashing liquid products I gave you today were they selling well? I was going to stop by this afternoon, but I was busy so I couldn't come." Taylor replied with a bit of humor. "Is your stuff more important or me? You only text me asking about this and that stuff. You never ask me a single question. I feel like something is missing when you don't come by today." Liam smiled and texted back, "Oh no, now I don't know if you've put a spell on me or not, but I keep coming to your shop to play. If you come here often, you'll be addicted to me." Taylor laughed and teased back, "If you fall in love with me, you'll fall in love with me for life. Let's put that aside and go flirt with girls." Liam continued to text half jokingly, half seriously, "If you weren't married, I would have to hit on you, but you're so young. Looking at you, I wouldn't think you're nearly 10 years older than me. You have a child, but you look like an 18-year-old girl." Taylor laughed and replied, "Hey, this guy likes to fly planes? What's wrong with a young man wanting to fly an old woman having a child? I'm not old at all, I'm still young. And aren't you afraid of what your husband will say when you text me like this?" Talking about her husband, Taylor suddenly sighed thoughtfully. "Oh, my husband is so boring, neglecting his wife and children, going on business trips all day, coming home once or twice a week, and then being gone for a whole month. My husband doesn't care about me at all. I'm so bored. Having a husband is like not having one. It doesn't solve any problems." Liam took the opportunity to tease. "So you only hug your pillow at night? I wish I was your pillow." Taylor burst out laughing. "You're being too bold these days. If you're so good, come here and hug me. Remember that. Next time I see you, I'll be done with you." Taylor heard that and smiled. Just then, her little son ran up and asked, "Mommy, did you text Daddy today? Why are you smiling so brightly?" She felt guilty and quickly replied, "Oh no, I'm just texting my friends. It's late. Go to sleep. You have school tomorrow." She coaxed her son to bed, but her heart was heavy. The open, carefree conversations with Liam made her forget the fact that she was a married woman. It was the loneliness and the void her husband left that made her more open-minded. There were times when Taylor wished she had a man by her side. Her husband was not considerate, and his skills in bed were also poor. She longed for someone who could solve that problem for her perfectly. In the middle of that, Taylor suddenly remembered her husband, called him, but the phone rang forever without anyone answering. She texted, "Are you asleep now? You never bother to call to ask how your wife and children are eating. You are so heartless." She waited and waited, but she still didn't receive a reply from her husband. Taylor texted her husband again, "Hey, honey, wake up tomorrow and read my message. Because this time I want to ask for another child. So I'll see what you think. It's been a long time since we've been intimate." A while later, she received a text message from her husband, "I know. I'm going to sleep now. I'm so tired from drinking today. You should go to bed early too." Taylor was disappointed when she received her husband's text message. At that time, Liam texted, "Hey, whenever you're sad, just text me. There's nothing to be shy about." From then on, Liam's image flickered in her mind. The next afternoon, Liam came again. From afar, Taylor greeted him warmly. She gave Liam a longing look as if she knew he would come. She was dressed very sexy today, showing off everything she could. Why wouldn't her husband look at her? So she had to show off her beauty before old age came. Seeing Taylor in such a state, Liam could only be absent-minded. If a saleswoman dresses like this, it will be hard for men. I'm dizzy. Taylor laughed and teased. Are you dizzy from just that? If you see everything, you'll probably get blurred vision. Come in here, I'll make you a glass of water. Drink it, and then take the opportunity to look at me. Liam sipped his drink and looked at her longingly. How was the sales today? Did you sell a lot? It's hot these days, so soft drinks sell well. I sell a lot, but the candy is a bit slow. What kind of person are you? You're both beautiful and thoughtful. I won't be home early this afternoon. Just sit here and watch you until you get bored. The look in both of their eyes at this moment was completely different from the first days they communicated with each other. Through their eyes, there was no longer any shyness. An intense desire seemed to be rising. Taylor secretly confessed that she was completely captivated by the marketing guy. Every time she saw Liam smile and talk, her heart fluttered. She had high hopes for Liam. She believed that he would satisfy her intense needs. While arranging the goods, Taylor blurted out, "You've never really loved anyone before?" Liam approached and smiled. "If I said I wasn't in love, I'd be lying. Do something so I can put these packages of cakes back for you. If you leave them like this, one day they'll fall on you." Her husband had never helped her with anything before, so that small act touched her. "Okay, then help me. But find someone to love. Being alone like that is so sad." Liam looked at her and replied softly, "I can't love any girl. Really. Up until now, I've only looked at you." Liam's words confused Taylor. She didn't answer. But in her heart, she began to dream more about him. In the following days, Liam appeared more often at the store whenever he had free time. He would stop by. The two talked about everything, confided in each other, and teased each other lovingly. There were days when Liam sat around until Taylor closed the store before going home. Neighbors and Taylor's parents sometimes saw Liam coming frequently, but did not suspect anything. They thought he was just there to promote the goods or to visit. No one would dare think that he came here to flirt with Taylor. Taylor seemed to consider Liam as an indispensable part of her. Without his presence, she felt bland and empty. Today, Liam came again. His eyes were still affectionate and his words were bolder. "I told you to let me hug you, but you didn't mean it. I've been waiting for 2 weeks and there's still no sign of it." Taylor nudged Liam, acting spoiled, and said with a smile, "So you're still waiting to hug her? You better watch out. Gosh, you're just a big talker. Which customer would dare hug the owner?" At this point, Liam already knew that the shop owner had feelings for him. He just wanted to grab her whenever he wanted. Looking around and not seeing anyone, Liam walked towards Taylor and stole a kiss on the cheek. Taylor was delighted but still looked startled. "Hey, how dare you? I have a husband and kids. Don't mess around. If people see you, it's over." Liam smiled. "So what if you have a husband and children? I really like you." "Really? You really like me? You know I'm married, right? I really like it. No one told you to be this attractive and beautiful. But what's the point of being attractive? You're married and have kids. How miserable." Taylor quickly turned away, her voice slightly confused. "I thought it was a joke, but it turned out to be true? Don't come here again from now on, or else don't blame me," Liam teased. "No, I will only stop until I love you." Taylor glanced at him. "Quick question, what do you want from her?" "Tell me quickly," Liam replied with a loving gaze. "What else do you want? You're lonely, I just want to keep you company. You told me your husband is always away and not at home with you, making you sad. Aren't you lonely?" Taylor laughed. "You're so outspoken? What business do you have that you're so outspoken? I'm a plane, not some kid." Liam's words touched Taylor's heart, making her blush. Feeling awkward, she pretended to go inside the store to rearrange the goods. Seeing this, Liam immediately followed. Liam suddenly hugged Taylor, squeezing her tightly against his body. That touch made Taylor tremble. "Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, or someone will see you when they come in to buy something." Liam reassured, "I love you so much. Let me hold you." I miss you so much. No one will come in so I can hold you for a few minutes. Taylor tried to struggle, but the weakness and warmth of Liam's body and his masculine scent made her ecstatic. Even though she liked it, she still looked scared. Don't. Let me go quickly. How dare you do this to me? Liam smiled and refused to let go. I won't let go. I won't let go until you say you like me. No. Then just hold on until nightfall. Taylor lightly slapped Liam's hand, sulking but unable to hide her amusement. Seeing this, Liam held him tighter. The heat between them made everything suffocating, full of passion. Come on, let me go. If anyone comes in and sees us, we'll be in trouble. No. Do you love me? Taylor smiled and replied, Yes, yes, can you love me? Let go quickly. Suddenly, Liam placed a kiss on Taylor's lips. Before Taylor could react, she was caught up in that sweet taste. She also responded to Liam with a passionate kiss. That was the clearest answer she gave Liam. The two only let go when they heard the sound of a motorbike coming to buy groceries. Taylor's face was red, but she couldn't hide her excitement. That kiss and hug made her speechless. Her heart completely collapsed. From that moment, Taylor officially entered the path of adultery. A kiss was enough to take away the virtuous person she had been for so long. She officially loved Liam, and Liam officially conquered the beautiful grocery store owner. Even Taylor didn't understand why she was so easy. Once they kissed, it was bound to happen sooner or later. They started flirting like adulterers. At night, they texted each other lovingly. This afternoon, Liam appeared at the store again. As soon as they entered, they looked at each other passionately without saying a word, as if they understood each other's intentions. They both went behind the shelves, rushed in, hugged each other, and kissed passionately. This feeling made them both stop. Liam's hands were restless. He began to explore Taylor's body, making her restless, her limbs trembling, her body unsteady. Taylor had never felt this way before. Her husband had never given her such passion. He was dry and blunt. At this moment, Taylor no longer knew what was going on. Even though it was daytime, she didn't care anymore. She was so immersed that she forgot that she was selling. She no longer remembered her husband and children. Faced with Liam's provocative actions, Taylor could not control herself. Liam, I can't take it anymore. IWHAT should I do now? Liam whispered, trying to reassure her. I'd love to, but we can't work here. Why don't you close the shop early tonight and go somewhere else? I can't wait any longer. You're going to get sick like this. Taylor replied longingly. Where can I go? I'm afraid your husband will find out. Don't be afraid. Let's go to the district tonight and stay at a motel. You go first. I'll go later. Text me when you get there. Your husband won't be back until the weekend. Liam's stimulation made Taylor unable to control her words anymore. She agreed. Her heart was filled with strange emotions. Taylor's eyes were now hazy like a person who had lost his soul. If this was a closed room, perhaps they would have let loose long ago. That night, Taylor came home and told her son, Mom cooks dinner today, so you eat first. After you finish eating, go over to your grandparents' house to play. When Mom comes back, I'll pick you up. Listen, when Dad comes back, don't tell him that Mom went to a coffee shop with a friend. She closed the shop early, prepared a beautiful outfit, and put on gorgeous makeup. Then, she put on a sun-protective outfit as if she was going to catch a thief. Taylor sent her child to her grandparents, using the excuse of going to a coffee shop to meet her lover. Liam took a shower and sprayed on seductive perfume. He drove to the district first and entered a discreet motel behind the committee area. Liam texted to say he had arrived. Taylor eagerly drove as fast as she could, her mind filled with only thoughts of that and desire. She quickly arrived, looked around to make sure no one was there before daring to go to her room. Her heart felt like it was breaking into 100 pieces, feeling like she was stealing. Liam was waiting. When Taylor reached the door, Liam said, "You come in. Why are you so late?" Taylor explained, "I had to leave the little boy with his grandparents. and it took me a long time to come up with a reason to leave. She took off her sun protection clothes to reveal an image that startled Liam. Taylor had never been as beautiful as today. A seductive dress hugging her body made Liam ecstatic. He rushed to hug her deeply. "Tonight you are so beautiful, but I am suffering, my love. Tonight the first will definitely not disappoint you." Taylor smiled and teased, "If you don't give your all to me, I won't let you see me again." Liam could no longer be patient. He picked Taylor up. Their eyes met passionately. They started with a deep, sweet kiss that made Taylor really melt. When the hunger had risen, the most important moment came. Liam was surprised to see Taylor's body, a woman who had given birth but still maintained an incredibly firm and attractive appearance. He could not have expected that her quality would far exceed what he had imagined. After a few compliments, Liam began the battle. He used all his experience and strength to serve, hoping that Taylor would be relieved of her long-standing frustration and have a good impression of him. Taylor, on the other hand, was also a bold person in bed. She was not shy or self-conscious. The stronger Liam was, the more fiercely she responded. "Liam, I love it. You make me so happy. I'm addicted to you, pilot." Liam smiled smugly. "Is your husband as good as me?" "No, my brother is boring. He doesn't give me a part of you. Living with him is just a responsibility. Wouldn't it be better if I didn't have a husband and came to you?" Then, the two rushed into each other like surging waves. They madly enjoyed the feeling of being together, as if they were born for each other. Liam whispered, "Why don't you stay with me tonight? I'll miss you so much when you go home like this. Tonight I'll give you a sleepless night so you'll know what kind of person I am." "No way. I'm sending the kids to my grandparents, saying I'm going to a birthday party with a friend and can't stay overnight. My husband will call my parents at 10:00 p.m. When we can arrange it, we'll go back to the district. I know, but you're this good. Even if I leave my husband, I still won't forgive you." With that, the two of them plunged into a passionate battle. Liam was as diligent and resilient as a young pilot, making Taylor feel lost. After everything ended, Taylor just closed her eyes and enjoyed the sweet aftertaste. Taylor's alarm clock rang. It was 9:30 now. She had to calculate to get home before 10 o'clock. Taylor quickly put her clothes back on, hugged Liam one last time, and said goodbye with regret, not wanting to leave. As usual, Taylor went home first, while Liam went home later to avoid the two of them appearing at the same time. It was the first time they had an affair that went smoothly. It left them with too many aftertastes and impressions. This event was like a string connecting the two people, making them inseparable. From that day on, Taylor was definitely deeper into the path of adultery. She couldn't stop. Maybe she was too addicted to the new feeling, even more addicted to Liam than she was to money. From that day on, Liam often visited Taylor's shop. They were careful to avoid being discovered, but when no one was around, they would rush to each other behind the shelves, kissing and doing silly things. On days when they wanted to enjoy themselves more, they would meet at the motel. Taylor went so much that her parents-in-law got annoyed. She warned them many times, but Taylor ignored them. For Taylor now, her lover was the most important thing. After Liam's many visits, her mother-in-law began to suspect. She noticed that the two were acting too intimately. Since embarking on the path of adultery, Taylor had completely changed. She neglected the store, did not care about her children, and no longer valued her role as a wife and mother. Taylor thought that if she let things go, no one would know about her affair. However, the neighbors' eyes and ears began to notice. Taylor's brother-in-law, who had long been suspicious, also noticed the unusual changes. Taylor's brother-in-law sold clothes in the market, and every time she passed by her sister-in-law's store, she saw Taylor laughing and talking intimately with a young marketing guy. Taylor's mother-in-law also said many times that she often sent her children to go out at night, sometimes not coming home until 10 p.m. When asked where she went, Taylor only replied that she was going to a birthday party or to pick up goods. That information made Taylor's brother-in-law decide to follow her. Sure enough, one weekend evening, Taylor sent her child to her grandparents, saying that she had an urgent matter to attend to, but in fact she went to the hotel for a date. Her sister-in-law secretly followed her, and when she was sure, she immediately called Jack. Taylor's husband, Jack, happened to be home that day without notice. Upon receiving the news, he rushed straight to the location his sister had told him, hoping that it was all a misunderstanding. When the door to the room was smashed open, the scene inside made Jack's face darken. His wife was lying naked next to a young man, none other than Liam, the marketer his mother often mentioned. Jack rushed in like a wild animal, throwing punches that made Liam go crazy. Liam could only hold his head and endure the beating, not daring to fight back. Taylor was stunned. Her face pale, she knelt down and cried, begging, "Honey, I was wrong. Please forgive me." Jack was in pain and humiliation. He did not expect his wife to betray him, and even more so, he did not expect that the person who stole his wife would be someone a generation younger than him. After the chaos, Jack took Taylor to his in-laws' house. There, he explained everything and declared, "I am sending her back to the factory. I cannot live with this wife anymore." The next morning, Taylor returned home, knelt down and begged Jack for forgiveness. "I know I'm wrong. Please give me a chance to make it right. I promise to change. I will never do it again." But Jack never accepted. He coldly packed up Taylor's belongings and threw them out and said, "You are no longer worthy of me. Leave my house immediately." Jack's wound was too great. Taylor's betrayal destroyed all his trust and love. In the end, the two divorced. Their son lived with his grandparents. Taylor left with empty hands and an indelible stain. Liam, who once said he loved Taylor with all his heart, had disappeared and never appeared again. The person who hurt the most was Jack, and the one who suffered the most was Taylor. The days of cheating on Liam made Taylor blind, losing everything: family, honor, her husband's love, and her child's trust. She used to be a woman with a happy family. Now only emptiness and late regret remained. When she stepped out of the house, Taylor felt the hostile eyes of everyone around her. No one saw her as a virtuous woman anymore, but only a woman who traded her happiness and honor for a moment of rashness. It can be said that betrayal not only causes suffering to the betrayed person, but also leaves deep pain to the perpetrator. Moments of losing one's way can bring temporary comfort, but its consequences are extremely harsh. Family happiness can only be maintained with loyalty and honesty. When people allow themselves to fall into temporary emotions, they easily lose the most precious things in life. Taylor's story is a warning to all of us. Do not let yourself become a victim of temporary temptations, because the price to pay can be a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, our story today will stop here. Thank you for taking the time to watch the entire video. Hopefully, the details and emotions in the story have brought you interesting and meaningful moments. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below the video to let us know your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any stories in the future. See you in the next videos. Wish you a wonderful evening.